Hey there folks, and welcome back for another shaving video. I'm your host CDB, you of course are not, and today we're going to use Stirling Mountain Man, which is a beautiful scented. The scent is a cologne type scent. It's one of the Creed scents. I can't ever remember any time I use it, but it's a beautiful scent. Scent strength's about 7, I would call it. Beautiful soap all around. I'm also going to be using the stainless Steel Hawk by RazoRock, which I got at a ridiculous price. I think they were on sale for, or when they were actually making them, they ran about 60 bucks if I recall, which is just absurd for a stainless steel single edge razor. So we'll use both of those today. We'll also use our Envy Shave 8 Ball, which is a fantastic brush. This knot is my favorite knot by far, which is the Black Wolf. I believe this one is fan, but it's just fantastic. Great knot. All right, let me wet the face and we'll get right to it. Stay tuned. All right, and here we go with our Stirling Mountain Man. And something I'll say about each of these companies: RazoRock, or Italian Barber. RazoRock's the brand of their house brand of product. Italian Barber and Stirling. Both are committed to value, meaning they put out products that are affordable. So if you see a lot of this stuff and it's, this super premium price and you're like, I just want stuff that works great, what I can tell you is that these guys are really committed to giving you bang for your buck. Now, another thing I'll say about each of them: Rod, Stirling, and Stirling's wife, Mandy. They're respectful, have always been respectful to me, and I'll explain that. They had a squabble some years back about a soap, and it was clear neither really was happy about the other. But never in any of my conversations with either company, when I mentioned one to the other, did they ever run them down to me. So they're, at minimum, respectful of me, and they understand that, I like both companies. And that means something to me, because I can tell you this: there are more than a few artisans out there who are happy to run down the competition, privately and publicly. So, keep that in mind. These are two folks that at least understand that, I like both companies, and there's room for both. They both do an excellent job. Now, they're both highly competitive, and they both compete often in that value space, and they do an excellent job at it. But they're always respectful with me, and they know that, hey, I like both companies, and they never have a bad word to say about the other. Now, they have, again, they did get into a squabble publicly a few years back, but, this kind of thing happens. Sometimes creative people, the competition is so fierce that sometimes it spills over into, conflict. But I just wanted to mention that, that there's room for both, and neither one of them ever run down the other with me. So I do appreciate that. Stay tuned. We'll come back for pass 2. All right, here we go. Pass 2. And man, this is a great brush too. Nathan Clark in this knot is just fantastic. Really wonderful brush maker. Nice guy. It's funny because early on, once I thought I was giving Nathan Clark a compliment in a video, and the folks who, I call them Clarkalites, who really love Nathan Clark stuff, and of course I do now as well, I made the comment that, I had one of his, I had mentioned, I think I was showing a brush, and I was mentioning custom brush makers for people to go to, and I mentioned his name as a plug. And I said the only thing about him was that he didn't really have a signature style. And what that was to mean was he makes brushes of all different shapes and sizes. And there, at the time, for me, there wasn't really a signature style. Like, for example, if you saw a Wolf Whiskers, you knew it was Wolf Whiskers, or Rudy Vay. They sort of had that signature look. Nathan Clark did things that were so different, basically anything anybody wanted, that at the time, for me, my opinion was, there wasn't necessarily a signature look. Although, you know, people, of course, showed me pictures of brushes and whatnot that were, you know, indicative of his style of brush making. Anyway, people got very upset. And it was meant to be a plug to say, hey, you can find custom brushes here. It passed. But, boy, people were upset. And it was never my intention to seem like I was being negative, because I wasn't. But this is what happens. Sometimes people are sensitive and people get very territorial about their favorite brands. Now, since that time, you know, I've bought a couple of brushes from Nathan. He's a good guy to work with. And this brush here is really excellent. So I do encourage you to go check him out at MB Shave. He makes soap too, makes a good soap. I don't know if it's talked about as much as it should be. The Winter Forage, I think it was last year, that was a great soap. So he too makes a quality product. So check him out. All of the gear today I really like. The fact that it has remained here means I really like it, because I tend to purge things that I don't reach for much, because I don't have room to keep all this stuff. Because I've been through hundreds and hundreds of soaps, and that's no exaggeration. And I keep maybe, you know, I don't know, 100, 150, but I've been through hundreds. And so eventually I purge if I don't reach for it. But I'm telling you, the items I'm using today, they remain. And it's because I really, really enjoy using them. And that's really what it's all about. All right, stay tuned. We'll come back for pass 3. All right, here we go, pass number 3. And everything is working just as well as it should be, beautifully. Just great stuff. You can see or I hope you can see the quality of the lather of this Stirling. I'm telling you right now, and I don't care who gets offended or who doesn't like it. Sorry for that mirror being in the way. This Stirling soap runs with anything. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's your Barrister Man. I don't care if it's Aqua de Parma. I don't care if it's, you name it. This runs with it in quality, and they have a lot of great scents. So if you haven't tried it, I suggest you do. It is great stuff. You can see the peaks there. As I picked up a dollop and put it up there. It is wonderfully outstanding soap that is affordable. They don't try to kill you with special edition stuff and hold you over the barrel and act like they invented shaving soap. That's not what Stirling does. They simply work and produce great products, great soaps and aftershaves in particular, in my estimation. They just plug away. And from what I know about them, they didn't build their company through social media. They just did the hard work. And that's not a problem if you do. But what I mean to say is, they didn't cultivate a group of followers to push them over the top or defend them every time they receive criticism. And I appreciate that about Stirling very much. The fact that you could say, hey, I don't care for Stirling, and they didn't send out a bunch of goons to, you know, attack you or attack your video or whatever. That is different with other companies. I'm just going to be honest with you. If you say the least little negative thing, here they come. And more than one. More than one. So, what you see on my channel, things that I'm using, they are largely companies who don't do those sort of things, because I just won't use brands that I feel don't meet my personal standard. Now, my standard and yours may be different, so I'm not saying you shouldn't use them, but when you see me using products and you think maybe that your way of looking at life and mine line up, maybe these are the, you know, if you like the quality of the products, then maybe these are the type of people you want to deal with, and maybe not. It's okay either way. I'm not trying to sell anything, because it doesn't make me a dime. It doesn't put another product on my shelf, because I buy my stuff. All right, and anything that's sent to me, I give away, as I've told people for a long, long time. But I try to steer away from, you know, things that just doesn't fit my, I don't know, view and whatnot. I used to have the Artisan of Integrity stamp, and people went nuts over that. Maybe I'll bring it back, because honestly, I don't care if you don't like it. I really don't. And so I care about the folks who will come by the channel here and watch and want to learn a little something about these companies and shaving. And then they go on about their business and they purchase or they don't purchase. And as I said, it doesn't matter to me either way. But I do suggest that you try some of these brands because they're really excellent. And as you can see here, this has tremendous residual slickness, which means I can go over this time and time and time again without it dragging or anything like that. Even over here, that's the sign of a great soap, and that's exactly what Stirling puts out. And this Hawk stainless steel did a fantastic job. All right, let me rinse the face here. We'll come back and get to the post. Stay tuned. All right, and here we are back with the magic coming by witches. Thayer's Witch Hazel. Cucumber, this is by far my favorite. I got cucumber again. I ran out of peach. Peach is good, but cucumber is the cat's meow for me. It is fantastic. The scent is very neutral, so you know you can use it with pretty much anything. And typically the scents don't hang around a long time with this witch hazel anyway, but the cucumber is just my favorite. It's just got a clean, fresh scent to it. It's very neutral in my view. It's not going to ruin your aftershave if it mixes a little bit, or at least I don't think it will. Look, I'm not one of these, you know, frag heads. I like a nice scent, but I don't spend my whole day worrying about it. Although I do appreciate it when the aftershave hangs around. Quick review before we put on our aftershave. RazoRock stainless steel Hawk, which again I got for a ridiculous price when he was making them. It was around 60 bucks. Boy, that's a magnificent piece of hardware for that money. Really, really nice. Nathan Clark, Envy Shave, 8-ball. Fantastic brush. Really, really like it. Go check him out. And of course, we had Stirling Mountain Man, which is one of those Creed scents. I can't ever remember, and it's really not that important to me. If you want to know how it smells, go to their website and check it out. You should go and check it out anyway because it's great stuff. They have a lot of wonderful scents. And last but not least, of course, the Mountain Man aftershave, which is just tremendous. It smells like the soap, obviously. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. And we'll slap some of this on and we will be good to go. Yes. These aftershaves are really outstanding. They usually run between 12. I don't think I've ever seen them as high as 15, but I'll say 12 and 15 bucks. They hang around a long time. Good ingredients, you know, alcohol, witch hazel, aloe, glycerin. Great, great stuff. Not $25, not $22. The prices of aftershave have been a little bit on the upswing recently. Stirling's has largely remained the same. They might increase a little bit, but they're not going, we're putting all this fancy schmancy stuff in here, and now it's $25 or $22. I ain't getting into all that. There's only one aftershave in that realm that I'll buy. That's Katie's Bubbles, because his is very good. And there are others that are very good too, but I'm not paying that because these work too good. The RazoRock aftershaves work too well, I should say. The RazoRock aftershaves work too well. The fine aftershaves, I don't need those $25 aftershaves. All right, enough of the rant on that. I want to thank all of you for joining me once again on this Saturday morning. Tomorrow, if I can, I'll come back and do a giveaway. I didn't get to do one last week. Got too busy on Sunday, but I'll try to do that tomorrow. And if not, it'll be the next week. Look, I will return with a giveaway at some point. Whether it's tomorrow or next week, who knows, but I will be doing that. So thanks as always for watching. Remember, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. There's like 6,000 of you folks over on iLive that aren't here, so get on over here. Or don't. Your choice either way, but I do appreciate your time. And remember, until next time, let's help the entire world shave great once again.